Boom.
Did you hear about the Pope? Got COVID.
Huh?
Yeah, Pope got corona.
Oh.
Yeah, they were wheeling him through the hospital and he was like, am I in heaven? And I was like, no, it's just the kids' ward.
Oh, Jesus. No. 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 I do not condone this.
Okay, I'm good. Jokes aside now.
Yeah.
Welcome after our week off.
For fuck's sake. Oh my god. So much hate spreading our way. Alright, here we go.
You know what? If you're gonna make one group angry, why not make it the Catholics, you know?
Ugh.
I blame the gin.
Alright. On that note, oh, well, yeah, welcome back. After a week, we're back with a bang. Jesus Christ.
Oh, how have you been, man? How have you been?
Yeah, I've been alright. Gaming's been pretty stiff. I've been really salty with my gaming lately.
Yeah.
I
know how you feel, man.
I played over an hour of Rocket League the other day. First time I played in a while. And I was playing well.
Yeah.
I was doing alright. And I won one game in ranked. And it was because the other guy on the other team left, so it was a 2v1.
Yeah.
I was so mad. Anyways.
You know what? I totally get what you mean because I've been wanting a good just PvP game.
Yeah.
Just to switch off to, and COD Cold War is not doing it for me, and I'm so scared to play it right now, seeing as it's bricking consoles.
That's oh yeah, there is that too.
Which we'll get into. We'll actually start with that maybe. Call of Duty Cold War is so poorly optimized. It is bricking the new generation of consoles.
I think we talked about this earlier.
I mentioned it was fucking up Josh's PS4.
Yeah.
But it's
breaking PS5s.
It's confirmed to brick PS5s, but the original was actually Xbox Series X's. That was the original story.
But could you imagine
the Series X's.
Could you imagine spending all this money, right, to get a new console that you spend all this money on? That's supposed to be the next big thing, all these new graphics, and it's supposed to handle so much more. You get a COD game. Call of Duty fucking bricks it. Yeah. How shit is that?
Do you know what? That's just a massive sign to how bad they are at optimizing their games.
Yeah, but how does it happen? They're a AAA studio, and they should be able to do it.
They're a lazy AAA studio, man. I mean, we're talking about the same franchise that.
Well, you know what's going to happen? All those people that can no longer play because it's bricked their system or whatever. I think even some PCs are really struggling to play this game.
Yeah,
they have to really dumb it down. People won't play because they can't play. They'll be like, oh, why are our numbers down? What's going on? Oh, shit. Well, Jimmy forgot to optimize our entire game.
I actually read this literally just before we started the podcast.
#blame Jimmy. Yeah?
Fucking Jimmy.
Fucking optimize Jimmy.
I read this just before we started the podcast.
Yeah.
This year, Activision has earned over $3 billion from Call of Duty. Not just Call of Duty Cold War, but that's including COD Mobile, Warzone, and Cold War. That is their highest grossing year ever. And that is just with one franchise. I'm saying their highest grossing year, just from the Call of Duty franchise, is bigger than any other year with all their other franchises included.
I can't say there's been too much competition this year, to be perfectly honest, when it comes to FPS shooters.
No, there isn't. And I think
that has a lot to do with it.
I think, Warzone came at such a perfect time.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. It came when the lockdown was starting to really pick up.
I mean, it was a good...
do you know what? I enjoy...
I just realised I wasn't recording in full screen Discord. Well, there you go, bada bing. Now we are. Hang on, guys. You want to see editing in real time? Watch this Nerdspice picture move by itself. There you go.
Fuck me. Anyway,
I was distracted by your Pope joke. There you go.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, there you go. We're on normal.
But no, I just think it's a like Warzone. It's similar to kind of like Animal Crossing. Warzone came at such a perfect time It came kind of where Fortnite was getting a little more stale. PUBG was still nowhere near where Fortnite was. That
PUBG,
people wanted.
after their initial burst of popularity, it never really rose from that. It never really grew.
See, I don't know. I disagree with that because
I'm not saying it's a bad game.
Warzone...
I'm saying that it never grew to the levels of the others. It just kind of stalemated.
See, I don't know. I think
Warzone,
wait, PUBG or Warzone?
PUBG.
Oh, PUBG. Okay, I thought we were talking about Warzone.
No.
I agree. It grew. It started. It was the best, and then Fortnite came in, overtook it, and then PUBG just plummeted after that.
PUBG was before Fortnite, wasn't it?
Yeah, PUBG was the highest grossing game.
This was when Fortnite was just a survival game, not a battle royale.
It was just the single player, and then they made the battle royale free to play.
Yeah.
Spin-off, and that's why everyone jumped on it, because everyone wanted to play PUBG.
It was like free.
Not everyone had the $40, so they're like, jump to
that's
it.
a throwback. That were the good old days of Fortnite. A simpler time.
I played it when it first came out, and I still didn't enjoy it that much, but that's just... I get really sick of the battle royale genre, but
that's fair.
I think Warzone though was what I wanted. I have to admit, Warzone as a game, it was what I liked from PUBG's battle royale.
A more gritty,
just the slower pace. I don't have to worry about someone fucking mass erecting a tower to defend themselves from me, and it's all about just take it slow, pay attention to your surroundings. And if you see someone, drop and shoot. You know, it was just that kind of... It just felt like you were in this guerrilla warfare. These guerrilla tactics were involved. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the slower pace.
Man, I understand that people enjoy these games. $3 billion off this. That's nuts, off Call of Duty.
Well, I mean, I think $1 billion comes from COD Mobile alone.
Yeah.
And then you've got to add in all the microtransactions that Warzone takes in. It's probably also including sales that Modern Warfare got earlier in the year due to Warzone,
Cold War.
And then Cold War as well. So there's a lot to add, to combine. There's about 4 different COD games in that.
Can I just say, I don't think they were very generous with this game, with Cold War. They weren't very generous with what they gave out.
I think Cold War is one of the weakest Call of Duty.
I didn't buy it. Yeah, I didn't buy it because it was
as someone who has bought it, I think it's one of the weakest I think it's one of the worst Call of Duties. Truly. As much as people...
I mean, there's a lot of competition there with Infinite Warfare and all that.
No, I don't. I think Infinite Warfare is trash. I think Ghosts is trash.
Oh, thank you. Someone else think Ghosts is trash. Is my least favorite.
A lot of people think Ghosts is trash. Ghosts is easily bottom. It goes for me bottom, Ghost, Infinite Warfare. But for me, next is
my mate who's massive on Call of Duty, streams Call of Duty all the time as his main. He's like, I love Ghost. Ghost was actually a pretty good game. And I'm like, you are delusional. That was the game. You know, that was the game that got me off Call of Duty. I stopped playing.
He's part of the minority. Majority think Ghost is trash.
Yeah. I know I'm right. It's okay. Yeah. You don't have to.
No, you are. You absolutely are. It was a really weak game. And the multiplayer, it did nothing new. It was really... The maps were boring and
so boring.
Really bland. It was like walking through greys and...
There was do you remember
There was nothing memorable.
Do you remember that one map that was just a hill with a castle on the side and grass?
I was just about to say, that's the only fucking map I remember is the fucking castle with all the rubble around it.
Yeah.
That's it. And the only reason I remember that is because it was a castle and I was like, oh, castle. And then I hated it. It was shit.
It was such a shit map.
But that's the only map I remember. And then Infinite Warfare, look, I can't judge Infinite Warfare just because I didn't end up playing much of it. I played the beta and went, this is so bad.
That was in the time I stopped playing.
Yeah. Then, but see, I know a lot of people didn't like Black Ops 3. I actually enjoyed Black Ops 3.
I didn't mind Black Ops 3 once I got used to it.
Yeah, I think the reason why I enjoyed it at the time was because I was a PlayStation player, I didn't get Titanfall, and I really wanted Titanfall. Titanfall looked so cool. So to have Call of Duty come out, which is a multi-platform game, and they did movement similar to Titanfall. It's nowhere near as good, but they did movement similar. I was like, there we go. And I enjoyed the speed of Black Ops 3. I enjoyed how quick you could get around. You could escape things a lot easier. I felt like it was very much trigger based.
Yeah.
if you were thinking on your feet at the time, you could get out of most situations if you were quick enough.
But let's what was our original topic we were talking about? Was it the bricking?
Well, we're talking
about
the
optimization.
Bricking. But like I want to get into this. I want to talk about this, like my rankings of COD and stuff, to see where I'm coming from as well, like with my opinion on Cold War, because my favorite multiplayer, and I know this is going to be a bit blasphemous for most, is Black Ops 1. And the reason why I'm saying this I agree. No, but a lot of people's favorite is Black Ops 2. And I didn't actually enjoy Black Ops 2s that much.
I did love Black Ops 2, but I gotta say, I don't know. That's
what I didn't like about Black Ops 2 is it got like Black Ops 2 was where COD felt like it was getting super stale and super repetitive. Like there wasn't much changing.
I would also give it to Black Ops 1 because that was when they were still making new maps that were good. Black Ops 1 had such a great number of maps. Like, Black Ops 2, they had to bring in Black Ops 1 maps, so I'm going to say Black Ops 1 was
from
better.
like Black Ops 2 where they started doing that.
Yeah, kind of revamping stuff.
That started doing the revamping, because Modern Warfare 3 did their own stuff still.
Well, no, because it all started with Nuketown, didn't it? Because Nuketown was Black Ops 1, right? Mm-hmm. And then they were like, okay, let's bring it back in Black Ops 2. It's the franchise. Everyone loved that map. And then it just kept going, and they're like, oh, maybe we can bring back other maps because it seemed to work. And they
did it in the same thing with, like, ever since then they started redoing them. I don't think they did it with Ghost, but it was always Treyarch. Treyarch was always the one bringing them back. Like, Cold War now has Nuketown, by the way.
Oh, I know. I've seen some gameplay.
And I played it. It's fucking shit.
It's just Nuketown. It's just Nuketown. Shit, It hasn't changed, and it will never change.
But, like, I'm really let down because
I
thought I enjoyed the beta. I thought I really enjoyed the beta, and the reason why I enjoyed the beta is everyone was at an even field. Everyone was on an even playing field. Everyone had the exact same
talked
gun
about that. Did this Call of Duty have skill-based matchmaking?
Every COD does.
Yeah,
every COD
that's
does.
what we were saying. That's why I was saying people that want to come in and
no. But I'm saying like it's not even that. I'm saying in the beta, everyone had at least the same guns and the same attachments.
Well, there's no pay to win, is there?
No. But I think that attachments in this game are so much more necessary than in previous CODs, and I'm finding that certain guns that are actually really overpowered are only overpowered once you get the attachments, and you can't get there because everybody's got these overpowered weapons and shit, and the balancing is just really off, and so you're just annoying. Getting staunched.
That's really
annoying. I'm level like 20 only. I'm only level 20. That I'm so behind because I'm just so bored of it. I'm sick of it. I play a game, I get fucking wrecked to the point like I'm not a great multiplayer player, but I'm good. You're
okay.
Fucking professional, but I can get through it, and I normally do positive.
You normally
I'm playing positive.
1. Yeah.
Fuck off. But no, I do positive. It's but in COD I do. In COD I do because it's such a simple game mode. Like it's such simple gameplay. I'm decent at it. I'm not brilliant, but I'm decent. I'm decent enough to constantly be safe. At saying I can do a positive KD.
I lost my way with COD years and years ago, I feel like when I come back into COD, I'm just very average. Very average.
My favorite... I really enjoyed Modern Warfare's multiplayer because... And you disagree with this, but I think those added gameplay mechanics of the leaning around and stuff really did help with camping.
I had nothing against them.
No, but I think it actually helped against camping. I really did, and camping is such a big problem in Cold War.
No, but it was a massive problem in Modern Warfare.
I didn't feel it like that because I was able to deal with campers a lot easier in Modern Warfare because they're stuck in a room. I just have to, if I can lean out around, every time I go near a door, I'd lean around the side. I'd immediately catch them, boom. Only my head is visible, their entire body's visible. Whereas this, in Cold War, I don't see the camper until my whole body's through the door. And so I find it's a lot harder to deal with the campers in Cold War.
That's always been a problem with Call of Duty.
Yes, of course. But it's going to be a problem with most shooters.
Oh, sorry.
Camping is always... No, you're right. But, camping's always going to be a problem. I'm just saying, I think that coming from, for me, where I was playing, I guess, Modern Warfare, how you were supposed to play it or how they envisioned the game to be played. And I was able to deal with campers a lot easier than in other CODs. Going back to the old COD and having that taken away and me just being fucked royally by campers constantly is just shit. Yeah. But anyway, it's poorly optimized. It's fucking trash. It's crashing.
I mean, people are really enjoying this game, and good power to you if you do enjoy this game. But I just think, as you were saying and mentioned before, Activision are getting really lazy. Or not Activision.
I mean, they've always been lazy. But with Call of Duty specifically, because they're earning so much money, they know they can get away with it.
Yeah, and it's like FIFA and shit. It's just
and like Call of Duty's always had that problem of being somewhat lazy. Ever since it was one of the biggest shooters, it's always had that criticism.
Yeah,
and I think it hasn't helped with the increase.
Well, I mean, let's put contrast it to Battlefield. What do we think of the Battlefield series right now, and how that's refreshing itself every year? Because they're basically the two things that compete against each other, right?
Well, I mean, Battlefield hasn't existed since Battlefield 1, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Battlefield 1 was a phenomenal game.
That was my favorite. I never buy Battlefield games. I bought that, and I had so much fun.
It's a brilliant game. I'd rank that as one of the best PvP games of the generation.
Oh yeah, I had so much fun.
Absolutely, me too. You and I,
100 people lobbies.
Yeah, but like Battlefield's always had big lobbies.
Oh, it was great. It was so great.
That's a Battlefield.
And it didn't feel unbalanced. It didn't feel broken.
I mean, the medic class was a little unbalanced for a while, but they fixed it. They fixed it immediately.
What I loved was that, and this is classic PvP whenever I play, you dominate, your whole party's at the top of the team.
Oh,
you still lose.
I remember you, me, Tenzin, and Pat would play a shit ton. It was a great time.
Yeah, we'd be like top 5, top 4, whatever.
It was but it was always fun, lose. But like the thing is, Battlefield 5. It could have been that, but they did something that I'm going to mention in a topic that we have to discuss later on. But they were too quick. They rushed it, and it was buggy, and there wasn't enough content to begin with.
Yeah.
And by the time they had enough content, it was too late. There'd been like another Call of Duty by that point. No one gave a fuck, because that's the thing. People compare Call of Duty and Battlefield, but they're completely different. Anyway, even though they're the two competitors, because
they're the only real 2 FPS shooters, really.
I mean, they're the only they were the original 2 that started clashing heads.
Yeah,
but Battlefield is so I compare it a lot. I don't compare it at all to Call of Duty, because Call of Duty to me is like Call of Duty is fast food. That is what Call of Duty is. It's the fast food of video games. You get it. It's every year you can get it, and it's safe. Battlefield is the exact fucking opposite, where it is meant to be a game that lasts a couple of years. That's why they don't make one once every year. And that's why we haven't had one for a while, because they're probably out there going, well, we fucked up so royally with the last one, we need to fucking nail it. Because
their Battle Royale died in like a heartbeat.
Oh, man, I tried it once. It was the worst thing ever.
I think they have a really cool... way they do things with that, like destructible environments and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, not even that. It's just like Call of Duty's.
I think that's just a really nice part of their game.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun.
But they haven't brought that out in a good light, Battlefield, for a while. So.
No, I think the next Battlefield, if they manage to nail it, oh dude, they will.
I mean, we've seen it before. It only takes one good game to bring you back, right?
Oh, of course. I mean.
Yeah.
Any franchise can have a comeback. Any franchise.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of comebacks, we're going to talk about a potential downfall of what we thought could be a comeback. Let's segue
I'm
this
curious.
into
You've
our first news game.
My interest.
A couple weeks ago, we mentioned how we were excited about the Mass Effect trilogy remake and how exciting that is to see BioWare coming back. And
sure.
Well, for me as well, as a person who's grown up with BioWare, I've loved most of BioWare's stuff.
Yeah.
Mass Effect's one of my favorite franchises.
Yeah.
Well, Casey Hudson and Mark Darrah essentially the general manager of BioWare and one of the executive producers have both left out of nowhere a week ago. Yeah, it wasn't a planned thing. It just came out of nowhere. Really bizarre shit.
Ooh, that
yeah
sparks.
It happened, like, EA just announced it and went blah blah blah, you know, they're leaving, all this stuff. So anyway, so what happened was Electronic Arts, like, they announced that BioWare general manager Casey Hudson and Dragon Age executive producer Mark Darrow have both left the studio. Laura Miele, who is EA's chief studio officer, said that Samantha Ryan will continue to oversee the studio, while the development of Dragon Age will now be headed up by the BioWare Austin studio director Christian Daly. Yeah, and now here's the thing. There's been a lack of confidence. I'm sorry, I'm about to open my door. I've got a dog scratching on my door.
That's alright. I'll bring him in.
Get in.
It's Valentine.
Come on.
Hello.
I've got a little dog bed under here that she likes to come in and cuddle up to. Anyway, so as I was saying, there's already been a lack of trust in BioWare after their last two games, which is Mass Effect Andromeda and then Anthem.
Yeah.
Both Nightmare Fuels. And I'm going to bring up Anthem quickly because Anthem was a game that was made in essentially 6 months.
Yeah.
If you've read the stories.
Yeah, you've told me about them.
And the person who kind of came in and
saved them.
That shit was Mark fucking Darrow.
Yeah, now he's gone.
And he's gone and left the company.
See, that just sparks, like, people don't just leave. They don't just leave for no reason.
And Casey Hudson has left BioWare before and just recently came back.
Yeah.
And now gone and left again.
I don't get it. Maybe there's something going on behind the scenes. Well, obviously there is something going on behind the scenes.
My other worry is, so Daly in particular, the guy who's now heading up the Dragon Age project, the Dragon Age 4.
Yeah. That's a huge franchise as well, mind you.
Yeah.
So, that's
but like,
not looking
Christian
good.
Daly is meant to be the person who's running the Anthem revamp.
Oh, that's right. There wasn't Anthem.
They're doing it right now. They're making, like, you know, like how No Man's Sky had their No Man's Sky revamp. They're doing the same thing for Anthem right now. And the guy who's now running Dragon Age 4 was the guy who was running that. So
they got a whole switcheroo of personnel and the creative ideas. They've
essentially shat themselves.
Direction is going to be literally up in the air for all of these games.
Well,
the
like,
direction that the games are going in.
And like, it's not just that. They've got a lot of stuff coming out. You know, they have Anthem next, as I said. They have they're constantly updating still the Star Wars Old Republic MMO with expansions, etc. That's meant to be a BioWare Austin's development.
Oh shit.
The new Mass Effect game that they just announced, saying it's starting development, and then they've got Dragon Age 4. Like, these are all and the remaster.
Yeah. Expect delays. Expect big delays.
Expect delays, but also, my thing is that because they're going on about, like, this is, you know, we have faith in our studios. We really do. Like, we have more faith than ever. Like, that's what they're saying. It's like, you know, I don't know. Like, I've actually got Casey Hudson and Mark Darrow's statements. They released some later, and I've actually got them here. I'll read them out.
Read them out.
But I'll read them out. So, this is from Casey Hudson. So, I'm incredibly fortunate to have had a career where I've been able to work with brilliantly talented people, create entire worlds from our imaginations, and see them being enjoyed by millions of people around the world. And now, after nearly 20 years of work at BioWare, I've made the decision to retire from the studio and to make way for the next generation of studio leaders. It's not an easy decision to make, and big changes like this always come with a certain degree of sadness. I will miss being able to work every day with our inspiring developers on the biggest and most exciting projects I can imagine. But I also know that this is a good time for a change for both myself and BioWare. When I became Studio GM a little over 3 years ago, our goal as a leadership team was to position our people and projects for long-term success. Now, as BioWare celebrates its 25th anniversary, the studio is poised for an exciting new era of amazing games. This year, we've been inspired by the continued community support of our ongoing work on Star Wars The Old Republic and Anthem. Lie. Anyway, a few months ago, we provided a deeper look at the work that's going on into the next huge Dragon Age game, and on N7 Day, we announced Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition, and gave a hint at what's coming next in the Mass Effect universe. It's an exciting time, both in terms of projects you've heard about and some things not yet announced. Arriving at this point has been an opportunity for me to reflect on my own future, and 2020 has been a year that forced us all to reimagine how we think about work and life. For me, it's been the realization that I still have tremendous energy to create, but also that I need to try something different. I'm not sure exactly what that is yet, but I know that I want to start by rediscovering my creative passion through more personal work. Now, there's a lot more to go. I'm going to kind of cut it because it's a lot of like history and just some other stuff.
Yeah.
But I want to point on the last paragraph that he mentioned. Yeah. I think it's a really big alarm. I don't know if he necessarily meant it.
Really
but this
bad.
is a massive. To me, the way the last paragraph worded was, I'm not able to be creative at BioWare. I've lost my love for making games at BioWare.
He needs to research for his creativity, basically.
That's a really bad. That's a bad thing for me to think about.
That means there's no like creative vision at this company. There's no.
Or it's a style.
Everyone's being strangled to fit a brand.
It's like they're stifled.
That isn't even working.
Everything's stifled, and
it's like it's coming. I don't know. Maybe that's a sign of the corporate world taking over these. I mean,
EA's always been a nightmare.
Yeah.
EA is notorious for it, but.
Oh man, it's really not good.
It's just a really big one. Like I don't want to read Mark Darrah's as well.
It's interesting because
they're all really long.
He could have just been like, hey, I'll help you guys finish this, because he'd be saying all these young developers and all that, like, I'll help you guys get through this because it's not on you. But after these, I'm done.
Yeah.
You know, but he chose to leave partway through, like.
He chose to leave in the middle.
I mean, he didn't have to be part of the new Mass Effect game because that only just started development. Maybe Dragon Age. What was he in charge of?
Dragon Age 4. He was heading up. He's just the general manager, so he's kind of managing most things. But like Mark Darrah is the one who's producing. He's the executive producer.
See, there could have been a transition, you know, like if he didn't want to leave so badly, so quickly, there could have been a transition of power. He could have been like, this is. Like lead them through what they were going into, what decisions and what the creative vision of this game was. But obviously he's gone, well, actually there is no creative vision because they're telling me what to do and I have no leeway.
I almost wonder if, and obviously this is all speculation, I wonder if both of them have gone and butted heads a lot with EA and it's been a forced removal and
I think it is. I think a lot of
because it is just so out of nowhere. It's so fucking sudden.
Well, it's the same as I love my Destiny. Make a reference back to Bungie and Activision, and they're split. But obviously this is a bit different because it isn't a whole company that's splitting from the big boy. It's now just the creative tops. Well, I think because they would have had to do the most with dealing with EA and trying to figure out. They would have.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, I thought you said no, but yeah.
No, I said yeah. No, I agree. But I think it's also, it's just alarming because these are like kind of, for me.
It's really alarming.
Casey Hudson, I'm like not so sure about, but Mark Darrah was a big pillar of me going, if he's there,
things will be fine.
Because he came in and he came into Anthem late. He came to Anthem in the last year. They sent him over. And he is the person that came in and went, what the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck to work, and got a game out. If Mark Darrah hadn't come in, there wouldn't have been even what we got.
Yeah.
Was the thing with Anthem.
So what's he doing now? Is he gone somewhere else?
Well, I've got another statement. He's also just kind of in that, similar to Casey, I got to figure it out.
Yeah, See, in Anthem, he got to take the reins, at least.
Well, not take the reins, he's the executive producer, so essentially he came in because a big thing with Anthem was none of the heads could agree to anything or agree with anything.
Yeah, so I'm saying he could make decisions and say, like, again, creativity. This is the direction we need to go in.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Obviously now,
he essentially took everyone's opinions and options and went,
yeah,
okay, this is the route we're going.
So personally, these are the two guys that make decisions on their big games, right?
Yeah. Well, there are obviously other producers, etc. But
sure. But they're the big two, right?
Well, Mark Darrah was just very prominent because he was mentioned a lot during Anthem's whole Nightmare fiasco and how he came in and helped it.
Obviously, well, I'm not going to say obviously. I'm just saying obviously because it's how I want to phrase my sentence.
Yes.
But obviously, they've had to deal with EA with the decision of their games.
Absolutely.
The higher-ups in EA or whatever people in EA talk to them aren't going to give them what they want. Well, when I say what they want, they're not going to let them have creative leeway. They're going to be like, this is what we want. You got to do it. And if they disagree, too bad. And obviously that's hit them the wrong way.
Yeah.
Which I can sympathize with, of course, as a creative game developer. Like, it's the creative arts.
Well, they're creating a world, man. They're creating a whole...
And people, I feel like developers, like, symbolize games as, like, their child almost. And it's like, they want to build it the way they envision it. And now someone else is coming in and telling them how to raise their child. Like...
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's shit. And I think it's a real shame, and it's a big worry for me with BioWare and their future games. It's a massive fucking blow for me.
Yeah, it is a massive blow, and they can fix it, and they can turn this around.
Absolutely.
But they
need to prove it. They need to prove it.
Yeah, exactly. And without these two guys, it's going to be hard.
Well, I said it when we mentioned the remake of the Mass Effect trilogy. I said that'll be good anyway, just because the franchise itself is good. That trilogy is good. But what's really going to stand out is Dragon Age 4. Dragon Age 4 is the game that is going to tell us whether or not BioWare is
Dragon Age open world?
I think it is now, but originally it's like kind of like one of those instanced open worlds. Like they have open areas, but it's more of a turn-based. It's a strategy. It's a really well done RPG. Phenomenal games back in the day.
Yeah.
But Dragon Age 4 will be the make or break for them. Gonna sneeze.
Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. But yeah, anyway, that's really it with the BioWare situation. We got some video game leaks.
Really? Oh,
yeah, we got some video game leaks. Ooh. And by a person who was the one who originally leaked God of War Ragnarok.
Okay, so it's
he's gotten something. He's gotten something right in the past. Take all of this with a big fucking grain of salt.
Big grain of salt.
Because I personally, it's like, as much as I want this to be legit, one of the leaks I believe, the other one I'm iffy on.
Okay, hit me with them.
But anyway, the guy who managed to leak God of War Ragnarok announced that
there's going to be another Call of Duty game.
To leak some more. Yeah, there's another Call of Duty game. No, but this time his leaks are that Silent Hills actually will be on its way after all. If you don't know Silent Hills, the original PT game, demo that came out, that it was announced to be Silent Hills made by Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro.
Yep.
Well, when Kojima had his falling out with Konami, big fucking fallout with Konami, that game got axed completely. Konami's blacklisted him. They tell him that he might as well be dead to everybody in Konami's family.
Holy shit.
Like, no, dude, they like... Whoa. In Metal... So, the fallout was so bad with him leaving, Konami actually, when the Game Awards came out for Metal Gear Solid got announced as a winner, they purposefully their lawyer, Konami's lawyers came in and said to Hideo, even though you directed this game, you will not be at the award ceremony. You cannot come. You will not be able to pick up this award. And like, to be fair, Jeff Keighley called them out as well. So Konami's lawyers said that Hideo Kojima cannot be here. There's a whole video on it. It's a big drop. Like, he called Konami out because Konami's a really fucking shit company, like a really horrible company. Like, they give like, because they're not as big anymore as like Activision and that, they are worse than all of them. They are one of the worst game companies. Like, if you worked for Konami and you get another job, they will purposefully cite bad references.
Wow.
They will make sure that you do not get another
How
job in the
toxic
industry.
is that?
They're horrible. They're really bad. They're a horrid company. So yeah. Anyway, so there is rumors that they have managed to bury or some shit, and that he is developing and it'll be a PS5 exclusive. But here's the good part about
That's a big exclusive.
Now, if this leak is true, the good thing about this leak is we'll know if it's true by tonight.
Oh, really? Being the
tomorrow,
9th of December, 10th of December.
Game Awards. It's meant to be announced at the Game Awards, along with this one here. The next leak is also of a Metal Gear Solid remake.
So same companies.
The franchises are owned by the same company.
Yeah.
These two franchises are owned by Konami. And that there's going to be a Metal Gear Solid remake, and
makes sense.
It'll be done by Blue Point Studios, which is the guys who did Demon Souls remake.
Look, that one makes sense. There's been a lot of remakes.
To me, is the one that I think is the most likely to happen, to get Blue Point in as well after how good Demon Souls was. It makes sense that they do this, you know?
Yeah, I can see that happening.
I can see the Metal Gear Solid. I'm struggling with the Silent Hill one because there were leaks a while back, a long time back, about it as well.
It would be massive. Like, it would be a massive.
Hideo came out and said it's not happening, and so did Konami. And the reason why I say it could still be real, Hideo's been known to lie to the public.
What a toxic company does? What, it lies?
No, not Konami. Hideo Kojima.
I mean, whatever. They're probably as bad as each other.
But he does it as he'll lie and then go, ha! Tricked ya!
Yeah.
Surprise! He's been known to do that shit. And purposely mess with games media to then be able to give his surprise moment still.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting. And yeah, PS5 will have a massive exclusive then, if that is the case. If
it's true, I will cry. Truly, I will record myself
people have been
crying.
waiting for this game for years,
PT is phenomenal.
I've seen PT, never played it. I
played it. I pooped myself.
I pooped myself just watching, man.
It was horrific to play. It was...
did I play? I think I played it at yours, actually.
You would have, because I'm pretty sure I went, dude, you've got to watch this, and you were going, no, bro, I don't want to fucking do this. You were hating it. You did. We did play it together. That is true. That was a while back.
Oh man, that repressed memories come back. Thank God. Yeah.
But no, like that would be truly phenomenal. Like, honest to God, amazing. But I don't think so. I don't know about the Silent Hill one. Metal Gear Solid, I believe it. I believe that one.
We'll see. We don't have long to wait. By the time this comes out, it'll be released. So, you know.
Yeah. How are we going for time, man?
Oh, we're about 38 minutes in, my friend.
30 minutes?
39.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, let's go on with... And this is going to tie into one of our big topics of today. We've got two topics. So, guys, I wanted to change things up. I didn't want to do as many news stories anymore. I'm just going to grab the ones that I think are interesting and important to talk about. And I want to start doing some topics and talk about things that happen within the games industry, conversations that happen within the games industry, and have longer formatted conversations. But this topic or news ties in with this topic, and that is Cyberpunk reviews are out.
I've heard some stuff about this, actually.
Yes, the Cyberpunk 2077 reviews are out. It comes out tomorrow. I can't fucking wait to put my dick in it. I'm being serious.
Wasn't the person who reviewed Cyberpunk a person who mains like Pokemon and Animal Crossing?
There's a lot of people doing reviews.
Oh, really? I heard that the person that first reviewed it.
No, so they're legally allowed to review it. These are actual journalists reviewing it. But the thing is, there's a few controversies with the reviews because they're not allowed to show off any gameplay currently.
Yeah.
Because I understand kind of why, because it's like, spoilers type of stuff. But on top of that, part of the reason why, and we'll get into it, is Cyberpunk's a bit of a buggy fucking mess at the moment.
Well, is it a live service game? No, it's a single.
No, it's a single player RPG. But
I mean, Red Dead also had a lot of glitches.
I'm going to get into this because, and a couple reviews have mentioned this, and that is, we're talking about post day one patch version of the game. They don't have the patch that everybody will get on day one, which is the patch that will fix a lot of bugs.
Yeah. This
game
went from
non-patched.
Yeah, this game went from a massive hype to kind of worried.
No, see, the thing is, the reviews, I haven't read a lot of them. I've scrolled down them. I don't want to spoil myself, but I've scrolled through them a little bit. A lot of them all say the game itself is phenomenal. It's a brilliant game.
Unclean.
There is bugs, but again, like I said, they said a lot of these bugs may well be fixed in the day one patch. They got half, like a couple days ago, they got half of the day one patch early, and that fixed a number of the bugs, but there's still a few more, and they said, look, that could be in day one. So we've got to remember that. We've got to keep that in mind, because a lot of games really do not run properly until they get the day one patch. What really, like, you'll be surprised how many games nowadays.
Is that acceptable though? Like, to sell a game and then have that.
The thing is,
be it saving grace.
You can't play the game without the day one patch 9 times out of 10.
But why can't games just come finished?
Welcome to modern society.
Like, they've had how long now to get this game out?
Yeah. I agree. But anyway, that's not the big conversation that's happening with Cyberpunk. The big conversation is a lot of people are talking about how long the main story is.
Yeah, I heard about this.
The main story, there's few differing answers. Some have said that they finished within 20-ish hours, 20 to 22 hours. Some have said 30 hours, etc., etc. And that's just doing the main story. And then there's been people who've gone, but with side quests, it's like 50 plus. And people are mad. People are angry that it's only 20 hours for the main story. And
people are always mad.
I want to have a conversation with you because I think it's there's always been this massive controversy about how long a game should be and how much it should cost.
Well, that was interesting. It's like you're saying, okay, RPGs, because they have a 2-hour campaign or whatever it is, that should be cost less than a.
Well, no, but people have always complained about the length of a game. If a game's only 8 hours, it's not $60 US or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, that's always been a prevalent conversation.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, well, this game's 30 hours long, so we're gonna make this $100. I'm talking Australian money.
Obviously, most AAA games they're the $100, but people think that, well, I'm paying $100. How long does it go for? If it's only 10 hours, I'm not going to buy it. Type of situation. There is always that argument that people have.
That's weird. And it would be like a massive restructure of how they priced video games.
Well,
and then there would have to be a criteria that the games have to hit in order to hit a pay branch or whatever.
I didn't think you believe. I thought you were on the side of, if I buy a full price game, I should get X amount of hours. I thought that was always your stance. You thought you expected quite an amount of time to be able to play the game.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because I'm just
saying, if they're going to go that branch where they change prices for the amount of hours or gameplay in the game, then they'd have to change the whole structure.
Yeah, but I mean, people just say it's not worth $60 because it's only eight hours of gameplay.
Yeah, and I think that's fair
all
enough.
That shit. I think it's dependent on the game for me personally. If the game is not a good 6 hours or 8 hours, then no, it is not worth my full.
I mean, everything's.
Because I struggle with this, but anyway, I wanted to actually bring up as a defense to Cyberpunk and its length of story.
Yeah.
Skyrim's story campaign, and I tested this myself last night and today. I got through it in 8 hours.
Skyrim.
Sorry, 10 hours. 10 hours. The main story only.
Wow. And people love Skyrim.
Yeah, it is a 10-hour long main story. And the reason why is because the bulk of that game is exploring. It is doing all the other side stuff.
It's got a lot of replayability and customized storylines.
And that is what Cyberpunk does too. It's just people are mad because you've got something like The Witcher 3, which CD Projekt Red
But everything's not going to be the same,
No, but people are mad because that story is a much longer game.
But didn't people complain about how long it was?
Well, no, it's not people complained about it. CD Projekt Red just said, look, we cut the story a bit because, simple fact, not many people finished Witcher 3's campaign. So, why?
I mean, you can't have it both ways, guys. Sorry.
No.
I think we talked about this in previous weeks. I think it's fine.
We did. Yeah, I think it's fine too. But I did want to bring up the conversation of our opinions on the length of game equals this amount of money, or is it worth this amount of money?
I don't know. I always had the mentality of like an hour spent is $1 spent on the game or something like that. It's not foolproof, but that's kind of the mentality I follow.
So you'd rather, if you paid $100, you want 100 hours worth of gameplay?
It depends on the game. It's not foolproof, that's what I said. In a single player game, I know I'm not going to get 100 hours.
Well, you could if you got Persona 5, you could.
Yeah, but I know me, myself, am not going to play that much.
See, my whole...
It depends what you want out of a game.
Yeah, my whole belief with it is, if that 8 hours or 10 hours is phenomenal, so good that I just had so much fun, I had no negatives, I think it's worthwhile.
Let me say this. This is my mentality.
Yeah.
Multiplayer FPS shooters and genres like it, that is the dollar per hour mentality.
Of course.
Single player games where it's all about the story, if you are so invested in the story and characters and so intrigued by it, that alone can justify the money spent.
Of course. See, I was actually going to bring that up because I knew you'd probably defend that dollar per hour situation. I was going to say, well, for you it's a lot different because you play mainly online games.
I have played single players.
No, but mainly you primarily play online games.
Of course.
And so even then with online games, for me, if I only play COD for 30 hours in my whole life, its whole lifespan, but I enjoyed the entirety of that 30 plus hours, I've got my money worth. I've got my money's worth, in my opinion. If I've enjoyed the majority of that time, I've got my money's worth. See, my problem is where, I'm now just grinding this game. I'm playing this game just so I get my money's worth. That to me isn't worth it. For me, the game has to be good. And that's the main criteria. Because there's always been, the most recent example.
There will always be games that are a waste of money.
Of course. But there was the most recent example of like a game that kind of got under fire for its length was Resident Evil Remake. The Resident Evil 3 remake.
Wasn't that just the same game?
Well, it's a remake. It's not the same game. Because like Resident Evil 3, it was originally the top-down isometric style tank-controlled game. They've turned it into a third-person game. They've like changed the gameplay completely.
Sure, but it follows the same story and levels, right?
It follows the same story and levels, but it also is revamped. It is completely revamped. It's changed because they have to change it
Isn't
to
it
fit.
Winning awards for how good it was?
It's meant to be in this year's awards.
Yeah. So like, obviously it wasn't bad.
No, it was great, but there was a controversy around the length because it was 6 to 8 hours long.
Oh, look,
and
when you're buying those sort of games, I think you know what you're buying into, and if you didn't expect it, then you're kind of not researching what you're buying.
There was a fair argument somewhat with it, because Resident Evil 2 Remake was not 6 to 8 hours long. It was longer.
Well then, did they?
They did cut out a section of the original RE3.
Sure. Well, do you think companies should verify every single time they release a game?
That's what I'm saying.
How long a campaign is?
I do not think, because as someone who I haven't played Resident Evil 3 yet, but everyone who talks about it, they loved every minute of it. Okay, they really enjoyed every minute that they played. They just wished it was longer. And to me, it's like, yeah, you can wish a game was longer, absolutely. But I'd rather have that 6 to 8 hours of a great time than play something like, let's say, Road to Hell Retribution, which was a 360 game that was 15 plus hours of a shit campaign that was absolute trash.
Fair enough.
I would rather than perfect 6 to 8 hours of a game than then add another 6 to 8 hours that aren't that great, just because they want to fill out the time. Because you come into that weird dilution.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the storyline, character development, all that stuff is drawing you in and it's giving you an experience that you value in yourself as the price that you pay for the game, that's all you need. But for FPS multiplayer games, I think $1 per hour is probably good. Because even if you spent 30 hours and you really enjoyed it, you only spent 30 hours on it,
Yeah, but for me, 30 hours is great. There's a great amount of time. Because I'm not someone who likes to put in my fucking life's work into a game.
Nah.
I want to play it.
But I mean, you got a whole year between. Usually with FPSs, you have a whole year before the next one comes out, right?
But the thing is, though, I don't just play FPSs.
No. That's what I'm saying.
FPS, I play a COD just because I feel like switching off. So, I don't want... if I just play it once a week, 2 games, and I enjoyed those 2 games, I don't care if that only amounts to 30 hours for that year. That was time well spent.
Sure, I would still sort of see that as a waste of money. If you're spending $100 nowadays for a game you play once a week.
Well, the thing is, if it's something I feel like playing, if it's something
because if it's just a background game that you're like, meh, well, it's okay, I'll just play it.
No. I'm saying those 30 plus hours are what I enjoyed, though. I enjoyed those 2 to 3 games a week, but I don't feel like playing more than that. I'm like, look, I really enjoyed those 3 games. I can switch it off. I can go do my other stuff now. I've got 20 minutes to spare. I'll quickly smash.
See, I don't know if games like that are worth so much money if you're just going to be playing it a little bit.
I think I disagree.
That's why I don't play COD.
I'm getting my time out of it. I'm getting my enjoyment out of it that I wanted. At that point, that money is my choice. I'm sorry if people. So for me, that is well worth it, and I think that it is worth it.
Yeah, for me, it wouldn't be.
Now, Call of Duty Cold War, I don't think is worth it.
No,
I think
but what I'm saying is, even if I did enjoy it, because I could have played it and enjoyed it with my mates, I didn't buy it because I couldn't justify the money. Couldn't justify the money for the amount of hours I knew I was going to put into it.
See, I don't know. I think
couldn't do it.
That for me, if the game is enjoyable, I thought Call of Duty Cold War, by the way the beta was going to be that enjoyment. Sorely let down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just, I don't know, I think that...
I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one, on that little standpoint. But I think we agree with most things.
My problem with multiplayer games, and I guess this is going to be a great segue for the next topic, is everything's a fucking live service now.
Yeah.
And...
I mean, there's good things and bad things about it.
I find most of it to be negatives.
You reckon?
Yeah. I truly think most of it is negatives for me.
Why do you think that?
Okay, so I have multiple problems with live service games. Every studio wants to make a live service game because they want that constant influx of income. Yep, that's an immediate problem right there. And that is when you dilute a pool so much, it fucks the market. It fucks the market royally. And then there's going to be too much of a split player base. You don't have enough money coming into any of the games. And then what you paid for and what you're expecting to get out of the game, you don't get. First problem. My second problem is every game that is a live service has this promise of 10 years plus of development. Destiny 1 was promised 10 years, a 10-year continuance.
Yeah, they're still getting maintenance on it.
Destiny 1.
Yeah, they're still doing maintenance on it and hotfixes.
They're doing hotfixes, but am I getting new content once I've done everything anyway? It's
No,
done.
Destiny was a 10-year vision. It wasn't Destiny 1.
No, they said Destiny 1 was a 10-year vision. And then they moved on and said, oh, we're doing Destiny 2 revamp, which wasn't even that much of an improvement anyway, right? And that I blame on Activision. That part I blame on Activision. But that's an immediate problem. Anthem had the same promise. 10 years. Marvel's Avengers had the same promise.
That was dead before it came out.
No.
Fucking
But these
Marvel's
are all
Avengers.
the problems with live service. They always make the same promise. And they expect people to just, okay, well, I guess I'm playing this for 10 years. And that is my first problem, is they want people playing for 10 years and essentially turning it into a second job. That is a problem with live service games. They are a second fucking job. Yeah. I can't hop on Destiny 2, enjoy my time for 15, or enjoy my time for a couple hours, hop off, come back a week later, and feel like I'm progressing. I can't. And that, I find, is a problem in and of itself. To find that I am never going to be able to progress unless I play for a couple of hours every day. I don't know. Is an immediate problem.
I have a mate, Eggplant, who plays with his mate every week, like once a week or whatever, on a Wednesday or whatever it is, I don't know. And right. they play Destiny and they just muck around. Like, I think you're still able to go in and play the game and enjoy it. You're just not going to be up there with people in in-game. That's just the fact of the matter.
I find that to me is an immediate problem. Is I have to play X amount of time. I have to do it every time I hop on.
That's every game. That's like Call of Duty. You're saying I got to play to get the attachments, you know?
Sure. But the thing is,
it's like a level up system. You got to play.
Has that giant problem where the attachments feel like they are so necessary that as someone who
you need to play the game to get the good items. That's just how it is.
No, but like the thing
you can't expect to play 2-3 hours a week.
Mitchell, but the problem is the amount of time necessary. For me, personally, it's not worth the investment. That's not worth the investment. I don't find like that game or most of these live service games to be worth more than a couple hours a week. They're not good enough.
Yeah, but it's all subjective, Andrew.
But like you look at Anthem, it comes out. It's not even a fucking game when it comes out. And do you know why? Because it was a live service game and they promised a 10-year
Let's put a disclaimer. Do not pre-order or buy on the release date a live service game. Give it time, all right?
But then there's already an immediate problem. Because if they don't get the money, they can't fucking do it. Anthem is shut down pretty much because they don't have the player base to do it. And now they've decided to go and revamp it now. But you had games...
Well, that's on them. If they go, well, then that's a good decision. That's a good decision. If you didn't buy it and it wasn't a good game to start with, then don't buy it.
No, people bought it on day one. It did very well on day one, but people
don't buy it.
But the thing is, though, if no one buys it, then in the end, it doesn't come out. It doesn't get what it should have gotten in the first place. So again, there's an immediate problem when it's a game that is built on reoccurring players, concurrent players. It is a whole design based around concurrent players.
Look, there'll always be a loyal... Like, you think... you go back to, like... WoW.
MMOs absolutely are the exact same thing. But MMOs still, they start with more content 9 times out of 10. Of course, you still have those MMOs that come out that are trash. Absolutely.
Well, I mean,
let's talk about
WoW does it differently because it's a subscription. You got to pay monthly for that.
Yeah, you do.
So that costs more.
Absolutely.
In the long run.
And I don't agree with WoW's subscription. I don't agree with a subscription-based
Neither do I.
model.
I hate subscription.
I think subscription-based models are disgusting. But like you look at WoW, yeah? It still came out with more content than most of these live service games come out with. Even Destiny. You know? Like, and I liked Destiny. I loved Destiny from day one. I loved it. But it didn't come out with a lot of content. You know, and
it was still an enjoyable and good game. It was an enjoyable game.
Destiny at least had some enjoyment factor, but it still struggled in its first years. Yeah. Destiny 1 didn't get super popular. Like, it was popular already, but it didn't get super popular until it had that Taken King expansion. Everyone was like, oh my god, this is what we were actually hoping for all along. It took Taken King, it took a giant expansion and revamp for people to go, oh, this is what we wanted.
But you got to think of live service games as almost like a TV series, you know? So
yes, but even then, TV series still can start off very well.
Yeah,
I don't watch a TV series if after
no. Okay. So
like, that's really.
If I'm talking Destiny, pure Destiny right now, and I'm talking about the analogy of the TV series.
How's the latest expansion?
Oh, very rocky, but it still added a lot of content, right? And it's a lot of good content. They just need to work out the fucking shit. Anyways, don't interrupt me. I'm not talking about the latest update. Talking about Destiny 1, pure vanilla Destiny 1. Sure, there wasn't much, but they're setting up a story, character, mechanics, everything like a TV series does in Season 1. It's not always going to blow you out of the water, but it's going to set a good foundation to expand in future seasons. Which it did. It's grown and grown, and it's grown into a story where loyalists, I guess, are so invested in this story and where it's heading.
Okay, I'm going to disagree.
Because that's what live action or live service is.
No, but I'm sorry, I disagree with that. Just because even in a show with Season 1, they finish things. They complete things and then hint at a future season. This Destiny 1 didn't do that. They didn't finish anything. They never finished anything. They just had someone to go, here's my gun. They had the stranger come and say, here's my gun, bye. There's more to come. And things weren't finished. We had no answers for anything.
Well, I mean,
the only
you did. You finished a conflict. That's the whole point. It's like in any season.
A conflict, but even then, you have.
But if you had no content, then there's no new seasons. You have a lot of
questions answered. There was no questions answered in Destiny.
But who wants all the answers? All the questions answered?
No, but we didn't get any questions really answered.
But it's only Season 1.
But like a good story. It answers the questions of that story and then creates new ones.
But the story was expanding.
That's a good franchise and a good series. But it still hasn't answered a lot of questions.
But they have answered a lot of questions at the same time. I think it's really impactful when you go, holy shit, this thing from back then, they're finally explaining it, and the depth and the lore and why it makes sense. I think that it's good. And I think that it makes sense. It can be.
I think Destiny is a good game. Like I said, I like Destiny. But I think
what I'm saying is,
service franchise and the live service genre.
There are bad live service games, okay? Just like any genre, there's always going to be shit.
9 times out of 10, they are bad.
Oh, well, it seems like every game that comes out these days is shit. So I'm going to take that with a grain of salt.
9 times out of 10, live service games are
Mate,
bad.
9 times out of 10 is like saying 9 out of 10 dentists approve of this toothpaste. You don't know where that fact comes from.
Dude,
it's just there.
Name all the good live service games.
I don't need to. I play Destiny.
That's one.
But you name them. You name all the bad ones.
Anthem is trash. Sea of Thieves was trash.
Sea of Thieves wasn't.
It's still trash. I've been playing it. It's trash.
Yeah, but that's subjective. That's your opinion. Other people really enjoy that game.
Yeah, but other people enjoy Anthem. Do you want to then say that Anthem's good?
No. But Sea of Thieves is not bad. Sea of Thieves is a lot better than Anthem.
Sea of Thieves is better than Anthem, but that's like saying dog shit's better than a cow shit.
That's not true. I think Sea of Thieves is enjoyable with friends.
See, even then I disagree. I find it boring.
Yeah, but you're pessimistic.
It's fucking fetch quests.
You hate everything.
No, it's fetch quests constantly. That's all it is. Sea of Thieves. But then on top of that, we've got Marvel's Avengers.
That was garbage. This is all. Yes. That's brand new. That's garbage.
But they're all live services.
Yeah, but it was garbage because of the corporation and the corruption.
No, it's garbage because it's a live service, though.
No.
Because they said, we will put it out trash and fix it later. It is because that it became a live service that it turned garbage.
No, that's on the company. It's not on the genre itself.
It is 100% on the genre.
It is on the company.
If that genre wasn't there, this wouldn't be happening.
But the genre is proven that it can work. It's the companies that make the executive decisions that fuck it over.
But the thing is, the genre has been proven time and time again that it doesn't work at all.
Well, it does work. It's successful.
That works. I can name Destiny, in my opinion, that is the surviving game in that genre. And that is it, in my opinion. All the survival games are fucking nearly dead. They might as well be a live service game, the way the survival games work. Ark, trash. Still broken and buggy. Rust, broken and buggy. Name, let's see, what else? Fucking We Happy Few, live service game. Boring, buggy. What else can we name? God, I've got to think of games now. Other games such as...
Fortnite is a live service game.
Fortnite is a live service game, yes. I will give you that. But it is a battle royale only. PUBG is a live service
Still
game.
live service. You're talking about the genre. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
the most popular game in the world.
PUBG as well is also a live
Which
service
you
game.
complimented.
I said it had good elements. It was a good game. I think it's still a trash game. H1Z1, also trash. If we're going to mention it, I think that the live service genre as a whole, and I do agree, it is partially corporate.
But you've complimented these live service games, and now you're saying, "Oh, it's trash."
I'm saying the genre is as a whole trash. There are a standing few that are good. No, I
just like any genre. I think that's crap. I think every genre has games that are good and games that are bad. That's the industry. That's the risk.
I do agree that it is the corporation that is ruining it.
But you just disagreed with that.
No, I did, and that was wrong. I do agree. No, sorry. But no, I do agree. The corporation is the problem, but I think that the problem is the way live service is built. It is built on this player occurrence, and the way corporations are getting away with it is because they are able to get away with releasing a broken game and fixing it later.
You in the comments, I want you to do #Andrew or #Mitch. Tell me who side you take. And I know it's me.
I think that there are great live
If you're an
games.
intellectual, you do #Mitch.
No, I think that there are great live service games. I mentioned that already. I think Destiny is part of it. But I do think that live service games as a whole,
there's a lot you need
really
to keep
damaging.
on top of with live service games.
I think that the problem is, and I agree, it is the corporation. But the thing is, the corporation is damaging it due to the way live services are built and what they are made for. They are, to me, live service games are the console or the AAA version of a mobile game. It is there to just
but I mean, mobile games are pretty bad.
No, it is. But it is though. It is still that. It is that more AAA. It is that more
problem, right?
Gameplay based.
The problem, right, does not lie in the genre. It lies in the company exploiting the genre.
You're not sure. I just think though the problem is because anyone who makes those games are from those companies, and that's the real problem. And I think that so many of them utilize the way that live services are developed, which is release it now, fix it later mentality. That does ruin it.
And that's not good.
No, it's trash. It's annoying. And it frustrates me even with Destiny 1, how it did release very barren. I still enjoyed what was there. Like I said, Destiny, the early years of Destiny,
it wasn't
memories.
A lot, but I found myself still playing the game.
I think what helped with Destiny was it was the first of its kind. It was one of the first of its kind, and I think that's what helped. I think if all these other games came out before Destiny, I think Destiny wouldn't have succeeded as well. It would have still succeeded, but I don't think it would have been as big as it is. Because it would have a lot
and it was
more
also riding off the hype of Bungie's new game.
Exactly.
Off Halo 3, you know?
Exactly.
Or Halo Reach, whichever it was.
I think it was Reach, yeah.
So, look, there's a lot of variables that go into it. And a live service game, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of things you've got to keep on top of. And it's tough, okay?
I just find that the problem with live service as well is they're only built for people that they want to play every day. That is the whole reason
for a specific, there are different types of gamers. And you're not one of them because you don't have the time for it.
The thing is, though, I'd like to enjoy some of these games, but the thing is, I have to put in half my fucking day.
You know what's the fucking worst for new players coming in? League of Legends.
Oh yeah, League of Legends.
The fucking worst. I downloaded it because my mates were playing. I'm like, I want to play with my mates. I don't care about the game.
Welcome to the most toxic video game community.
Literally, you coming into the game cannot even experience new things because you have to play so specifically to the team that you're playing with. And everyone will already know what they want. They'll be like, I'm playing sup, I'm playing top, I'm playing this. And you're like, okay, I'm playing this. But what character does that mean I have to play? Oh, I only can play this character, but I like playing this character. Too bad. You don't get to play the character you're good at because you weren't quick enough in the chat.
Welcome to LoL.
Yeah, absolute garbage.
But also, like, League of Legends is just such a toxic game. So toxic.
Yeah.
I was talking to Leon actually about it. I was saying that you got into League, or you started playing it.
Oh, I didn't get into it, that's for sure.
No, but you started playing it, and Leon and I mentioned that I told you, welcome to one of the, probably the most toxic video game community, and he literally started laughing. He goes, yeah, it's so fucking trash. Leon's like a massive League player, and he's like, it's the most toxic fan base. 100%.
I just think it's one of the worst games out there, and I have no idea why it's so popular. That's my opinion.
It's really fun to watch. I must admit, it's really fun to watch the esports. Yeah, it's really enjoyable to watch the esports of it. But no.
Anyways, I'm getting tilted just talking about League, so let's move off from that.
Well, I mean, let's just get into like a game.
Who am I playing with? Who's my opponent?
Well, I just want to see if you can guess these.
I'm really bad,
this game. We're gonna do the same thing with Tolga as well, but you're gonna have now an advantage. Obviously, I'll change the answers and stuff, but you'll have an advantage as to what to look for.
Oh, fuck. Right.
So what time are we running on?
It's about an hour 10.
Okay, sweet. Let's finish this off. Is this a light novel title? Now, do you know what a light novel is, Mitchell? I hope you do.
Yeah, somewhat.
It's the book formats of like anime.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is it wrong to
I don't read.
Meet Girls in a Dungeon was a light novel?
Yeah. Was One Punch Man a light novel?
No, it's a manga. It was originally a webtoon.
Webtoon, that's what it was, yeah.
No, light novels are like literal books.
Yeah, I gotcha. Hit me with the questions, son.
So, as we know, light novels have some of the weirdest fucking names.
I like games like this.
No, but like not just weird, just they're stupidly long and unnecessary. Like that time I got reincarnated as a slime, etc., etc.
Like a Panic at the Disco song name in their first album.
But you got to figure out whether it's real or a fake title.
Sure, hit me with it.
Hello, I am a witch and my crush wants me to make a love potion.
That's real.
It's real.
Yep, that's so anime.
The dirty way to destroy the goddess's heroes.
The dirty way to destroy a goddess's heroes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna say that's true as well.
True.
Yep.
The Master Swordsman of Excalibur, Camelot.
False.
Suppose a kid from the last dungeon boonies moved to a starter town.
Sorry?
Suppose a kid from the last dungeon boonies moved to a starter town.
That's real.
That's 100% real.
Yeah, that's 100% real.
Chef's kiss in another world with my cooking stove.
I love that. Say that again.
Chef's kiss in another world with my cooking stove.
I love it, but I'm gonna say that's false.
That's false. I made that one.
Yeah, I love that. That was good.
I'm stuck in a game and I'm just an NPC.
Oh, that's real.
False.
Really? I could see that though. That really sounds like one.
Absolutely. Why haven't we made it, anime?
Jesus. It's like that reminds me of the new Ryan Reynolds film. You know, where he's an NPC in a video game and he realizes that he's an NPC.
What? I
No?
haven't even heard of that.
I can't remember its name. Actually.
No, you cannot leave.
Hang on. Ryan Reynolds films.
We're having a dog cameo.
Free Guy. That's what it's called. Came out this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like that. Hey, Valentine. Oh, you're so cute.
Okay, so this is the last one.
Okay.
I saved too many girls and I caused the apocalypse.
Oh, that's real.
100%.
Oh, yeah. I don't even have to think about that.
I want them to make Chef's Kiss in another world with my cooking stove, though. I want that to be a real series.
It's so stupid. What would that even be about?
I got inspiration from different light novels for that. There was like some chef thing though. So I was
you got to.
And then like the In Another World is like there's like In Another World with my smartphone.
Awesome.
Love it. Anyway, that was it. But
yeah.
Anyway,
should we end it off here?
Let's call it.
Hell yeah! This has been a good one. Hope you enjoyed, guys. If you did, let us know what you think in the comments. Obviously, #Mitch. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even think we really disagree. I think alcohol's just made me fucking stupid because I'm pretty sure I just agreed. I agree with you in the end anyway.
Yeah, and I was really mad because I just spent all that energy arguing, and then you went, "Oh yeah, no, you're right."
Do you know what? Sometimes we need a bit of contention just to spice it up in the podcast.
Jesus Christ. Well, if you enjoyed, like and subscribe. We are always looking to expand the channel, so let us know what you think.
No, seriously.
Cheers for watching.
Mitchell, you have a Twitch, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I'm just going to let my dogs bark. It's really soothing. It's what I go to sleep to.
That's alright. What's your Twitch channel, mate?
Clutch Savvy on Twitch.
Awesome. Well, Nerd guys, thanks for listening. Hoping to do some more stuff. We're thinking of doing a new series starting.
Yeah, I think we're going to do
in a week.
Attack on Titan review.
Yes, the first couple episodes of Attack on Titan. Haven't started it yet.
I think only one's been released, mate.
No, there should be 2 episodes so far.
1.
I thought there's just 1.
Yep.
On
Crunchyroll.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm nervous.
Yeah, it was interesting. It's weird.
See, I've heard that the Titans are CGI, and I'm very adverse to CGI in anime. Yeah.
I didn't. Look, I didn't notice a difference. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. See what happens.
Yeah, I'm always nervous for the studio change, just because, like, look, for me, I know
good.
You didn't feel it.
It looked
One
good.
Punch Man Season 2, to me, is one of the worst second seasons of a show ever.
No, I don't agree with that.
Especially,
that seems to be the theme tonight.
The change of studio was really trash. I think
it definitely hit it. I don't think it was the worst season 2 ever. I think it was a pass grade. I don't think it followed up season 1 very well.
But my problem is because I think all that kept One Punch Man going season 2 was the actual source material, because the source material is still really good. But I think if they'd had the original anime studio, it would have been phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree. Versus
with that. A 6 out of 10. With the only thing carrying it was stuff that was already a part of the manga. Right. But anyway, let's move on.
I'm gonna put the Nerdspice Podcast photo up on your face if you want to.
Let's do it.
If you want to.
Okay.
Sign us off.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. You've been
Nerdspiced. Hell yeah, brother.
You know what? That was smooth.
That was sexy.
That was very